This is a Vaultek 20 series quick access safe, and it's become my go-to safe for the house. I'll tell you, I really like traveling with it. It's heavy, it's stout, but the house is really where this thing shines. And there's a couple of really important reasons why. First of all, again, it's 16 gauge steel. It has the biometric, it has push button lock, it has the key backup as well. It's got 2 latches, both of them are anti-pry, kind of tamper-proof latches, which is really nice. One of the things I want to talk about though is the technology that gets packed into these Vaultek safes. Now I looked at these sort of from afar for a couple of years. Met the guys at the company, saw them at a couple of shows, and I thought, man, there's a lot going on there, and there's a lot that could go wrong and not be reliable. Well, I can tell you personally, after several months of using this one, and also from the testimonies of other Personal Defense Network contributors and friends in the industry, the reliability is absolutely there. So don't let the technology intimidate you. First of all, we've got the backlit keypad with push buttons, and here's the cool thing: when you get close to it, it lights up. So it lights up and it lets me put in my code, and then I'm going to be able to put it in there. Oh, there it opens, and you see it turns green. So when you have your code set, again, I'm going to reset that, you know, it's going to tell you nothing when you're going through the process of putting in these codes until you've gotten it wrong. That's important to know. Then what happens? It shuts down. It lights up again. I'm going to put my code in correctly, and now I get the green light, and that tells me that I'm open and good to go. With the biometric, same thing. If I come up here to use the biometric and I use a finger that I haven't touched, it beeps at me, or that I have not programmed. When I touch it with that finger, it beeps at me, it tells me no. When I get a finger that I have programmed, it's going to tell me yes. It's going to give me the green outline, and it's going to pop open. Now inside this thing, again, you can see the 2 latches. You can see that they're hard to get to. Now you can see I have a handgun and a flashlight in here. You also see there's an LED light that lights up the interior of the safe when I open it up. Now that's only on for a second. It doesn't drain a lot of battery. It gets on so that you can see what's going on here. Now I have mounted a trigger guard on this. This way, this gun obviously is unloaded for this video, but if this gun were loaded and chambered, I personally want to make sure I'm not reaching in there and hitting that trigger, but I also don't necessarily want to have 2 hands, so that once I open the box that I have to come in here and remove a holster or remove a trigger guard. So what this allows me to do, which I've just attached back here near the hinge in a way that doesn't interfere with the operation, now I can reach in, I can't hit the trigger, but as soon as I pull the gun away from this quick access safe, it is ready to go. And obviously I've got my good firing grip on there. I can grab my flashlight. I can maybe have a holster, go to a stage position. I can stay here, barricade, whatever it is I'm going to do, quickly and easily. Now let's talk about another piece of the technology here, because again, I think this is really cool. You might have noticed when I held this up at this camera angle that we've got a little Bluetooth symbol here. That Bluetooth symbol ties into an app. And the Vault-Tec Smart App is pretty cool. It tells me about battery life. It also lets me do some important things. First of all, it tells me the battery life. It tells me the condition of the safe, right? If I lock it, I'm going to very quickly, you can see even before I could get it turned back to the camera, it says that it's locked. I also, once I get it back open, we'll open it up, boom, quickly it tells me that it's open. Some other things that happen here, the interior brightness. Let me get this back open and take a look at that light. And I can take that and I can turn that all the way down. You can see I just did that manually with this slider and turned that off. I can't quite get to turning it back on, but there you go, now it's back on, right? So let me do that. I've got the interior brightness. I can turn it all the way down, or I can set it kind of in a medium, or I can bring it all the way up and bring it up to a brightness again. I can also turn the sound off and on from the app. One of the other things I can do in the settings area, of course I can do a lot of different things in the details. I can set the interior light duration all the way up to 60 seconds. I can change the pitch of the sound if you wanted to do that. I can also require that both the fingerprint and the keypad are required. I do have the low battery alarm set off, or set to on, so that it will go off if the low battery situation is there. I can name it. I can see what's going on with the fingerprints. I can also enter in a name with the fingerprint, so I now know who is getting in and out of the safe if I have multiple people that can access it. I can get into the key issue. I can get into making sure that the pattern lock is reset, or I can lock the fingerprint ID as well. I can also name the safe if I have several different versions of these safes and I want to put it into the app. So the Vault-Tec Smart App is really, I think, one of the cooler parts of the system. And again, it just shows also a history log. One of the things there, it shows you who gets in and out of the safe, but it shows just how far, first of all, the technology for quick access safes has come. them, how versatile the Vaultek safes are, and I'm here to tell you that I find them to be incredibly reliable and durable, and a great option if you're looking for a quick access safe, especially if you have a complex situation with multiple people in the home. They're going to have different levels of permission, supervised, unsupervised, or again, being able to grant permission remotely and monitor what's going on with that safe. The Vaultek 20 series.